a little Texans Jaguars action or just a dump bowl. Not a hot game to watch. Although I will say, what's his name? There's a Jack. Is it Jake? What is it? Jake Luton. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Hey, he looked pretty impressive yesterday. Stepping in for washed up there Minshew mania. I don't think he was ever good. Fun little story. Minshew mania, had the mustache and all that. Fit the whole Jacksonville personality and culture pretty perfectly, I think. But that dude's just a bum water. And Jake Luton in there. I mean, I still think no matter who comes in and plays hot at the quarterback position, maybe they ride out Jake Luton. They're gonna get one of those 3-4 quarterbacks coming out of the draft this year. Because Gardner Minshew was technically in that position last year, where obviously Nick Foles, he came in game one, but just because there's absolutely zero pressure on him, no expectation, any numbers would have looked good. And he didn't look bad, but now it's kind of like, obviously the Jaguars are tanking. They weren't going to be good this year, but Gardner Minshew, I think, is a big problem with that. So they looked competitive yesterday. He looked pretty composed. I know Deshaun Watson had himself a pretty solid game. And we were just talking about Will Fuller. Will Fuller had himself a nice game. Does Houston maybe go on a run here, get hot? I don't think so. I think their season's a wash. But I don't know. That was an all right game to watch. It was pretty good. Just two bad teams making a good game. So.
Yeah, approximately 0 defense got played in that game. It was like 3 70-yard touchdowns in the game as well. I think pretty sure Gardner Minshew lost his job based on this.
Had to have.
Being Jake Luton's first game, he played pretty well.
Yeah,
definitely not mad at that. So,
I agree. He played insane. Actually, he went 26 for 38, 304 yards with a touchdown. Obviously, against that Titans defense, you're going to get some extra passing yards because they're stinky. But on the other side of the ball, you're right. Deshaun Watson threw for 2 touchdowns, and he had more rushing yards than both of his running backs. So it was nice to actually see the Texans win that game. But I think the trend this season in 2020 is you see 2 stinker teams go at it. They're going to hit the over. It just kind of seems to go that way.
Literally, dude. We'll talk about the other one of that crushed it last night. But yeah, that has been the trend this year. I mean, I don't know. Deshaun Watson is that guy. I mean, like you said, just there's been 3 or 4 like crappy teams this year that have produced actually some good football on TV. So
keeps happening.
It just keeps happening.